The first question is, please describe one or two qualities that you would bring to the position.
Sure. I think that I could bring, hmm, I think that I have like a good amount of experience with international students that I could bring. I'm not sure that's exactly a quality, but I think that, having that experience would be good. I have a variety of different experiences with different students at different universities. So I think that makes it a little bit more well-rounded that I can bring that. I can bring, the different experiences and things like that.
Great. And what are your strongest leadership skills?
I think that my strongest leadership skill would be being honest. Um, I like to tell it like it is. So I think that, that's something that really describes me, being honest and being, straightforward with, any information or anything that I would need to relay.
hmm And what approaches might your supervisor use while working with you that would bring out the best in you?
Um, Probably being a little bit more informal, to be honest. That's kind of how I work with my supervisor right now. Um, we just have kind of like informal meetings, and they're just kind of like, she'll just kind of be like, all right, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and we'll just kind of reconvene whenever. So I think that would show that I can work pretty independently. Um, so yeah.
Okay. And what was the most useful criticism that you've ever received?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, let's see. So in my undergrad, I was a president of an organization, and we used to do things like that where we would get feedback. And I kind of thrive from criticism. It's a little unpopular opinion. Um, but I think that, when people are honest with me with things like that, it really helps me because I don't know I'm doing something wrong if, you don't tell me. So I think that, some of the criticisms then were, um, being a leader, they felt like sometimes I wasn't always communicating with them. So in my head, I think I'm communicating with them, but obviously I wasn't. So I think that, having that time to have, chats about things that you could improve on is always good to have.
hmm Great, thanks. Please describe the ways in which you've demonstrated to students that you're available to them.
Sure. Um, I think, simple things like emails, reaching out, depending on, the kind of situation with students, whether you advise them or things like that, whatever platform works for them, whether it's like through Facebook or through email or in person, just kind of, being there like physically or just kind of letting them know that you're there for them. Um, but I kind of get all kind of depends on what the student needs first. And then, just making sure that you're flexible and things like that.
hmm Thanks. How do you handle the stress that comes when you need to juggle multiple tasks and meet the deadlines?
That's a great one. Um, I live and die by my agenda. I'm all about it. So I think that for me personally, like writing things down, I'll write it in my agenda, I'll put it in my phone, I'll make notes, sticky notes, and then kind of prioritizing, what's most important or what to do first, things like that. So, we're always busy. So I think that, right now I manage, with work, school, my internship, things like that, just kind of writing it all out and then just looking at it as a whole and just making sure you get everything done.
hmm Thanks. What are your long-term professional goals?
Ooh, long term. I think eventually I might want to get a PhD and become a VP of Student Affairs.
Okay, great. All right. Well, we've gone through everything else, so I guess my last question is, what questions do you have for me?
Sure. So I was looking at the website, and it seemed that there was only a director and then like an office manager and a few student workers. So I was wondering if that was all the staff that was in the department.
Great question.
And then another question that I had is I was kind of looking for it, but maybe I just couldn't find it. How many international students were at the university as a whole? And like if I would be working directly with all of them or some of them or how that would work.